they coloured every moment of every day. If we saw something happening that we didn't like, some older child riding their bike in the house, or doing something we felt was dangerous, like breaking a milk bottle, we could say, hey, stop doing that. And if the older child didn't, we could say, well, we'll bring you up in a meeting if you don't do that. I'm going to bring you up. And so this meant that every child had tremendous power.
Shut it. I'm bringing up Chris for Saamarhil, and every time I see him, says Julio or stuff like that, and I always say stop, stop, stop. Never stop.
Go back here. Yeah. First, I'm bringing you up. No. I lent Carmen my gun, and then she gave it to him, and he just threw it in the bushes or something, and he said, good. When I told him I was bringing them up, he said, good. I didn't try and look for it.
Okay, the rules were placed against Lee for Dalma. Dalma was standing in the queue for lunch, and Lee just came running past and kind of jump kicked him in the stomach. And it hurt by the sound of it.
On te demandait de prendre part, et ça te forçait, ça te mettait devant toi-même à... Qu'est-ce que tu penses de cette situation? Et ça te faisait poser des questions à toi-même pour voir où était la justice.
Ollie, last night someone took Henry's bike, and she found it this morning outside by the pegs, trashed generally. The back wheel was totally buckled up or something like that. The back wheel was totally knackered. And he was really a bit pissed off about it, obviously. Yeah. That's what I feel about it.
Josh?
Does anybody who knows what they're talking about looked at it?
Not really. So maybe you could have a look at it, Josh.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen it. The frame where the wheel's attached onto is bent. And the wheels buckled it.
Okay. Roland?
This is really terrible. It's like an awful thing. So he really likes riding his bike. For somebody to break it up like that, we ought to find out who did it and see if we can find it.
Stop it.
Josh?
Yeah, there's nothing actually like substantially wrong with it. It's just been kicked about a bit, and it can be fixed in about 5 minutes. So.
Well, I sort of tried to kick the wheel back into place, and then I rode it. It just sort of went back to being buckled a bit.
Right.
Justin?
Well, apart from whoever did it, I suppose that the community fund pays to get it mended and pays Josh to mend it straight away, if he wants to do it.
Yeah.
That's not against anything else.
Right. All in favour, the community funds pays to get it mended by Josh. All against? Carried.
Tout le monde montait à bicyclette. Et à un moment, il manquait des valves pour les roues. Alors, c'est Aki qui prenait les valves sur la bicyclette de l'autre. Alors, toutes les semaines, quelqu'un arrivait, on m'a chipé les valves de ma bicyclette. Et finalement, le meeting a décidé, bon, c'est simple, on achète deux ou trois paires. Et celui qui en manque, on va le distribuer. Et comme ça, ce sera fini. Parce qu'il y en aura assez pour tout le monde. Mais ça a pris quelques semaines avant d'avoir l'idée.
I had bitten a friend of mine very badly on her arm, and there was a special meeting called about this because this was felt to be just completely out of order, too aggressive. And I can remember being sort of fearful that I was being, the subject of a special meeting. But like I said before, just also very glad that the problem was being dealt with, that the community were focusing on me as a young child with a difficulty. And I can remember somebody turning to me and saying, another child saying to me, but why do you bite your best friend? And I just said, I don't know. And it really made me think, to try and think why I was doing this. and that was quite helpful. You know, it made me conscious of what I was doing. And I could feel a tremendous sense of concern from the community that I was doing this.
Okay, this is closed. Zoe?
And it really made you very conscious of trying to look for positive solutions in life, and not to be condemning or just punitive. It never worked. If you just treated children like that, they would just continue with that activity. So children could see that it didn't work.
I mean, you hear children say things like, well, so-and-so did that, but he's having a bad time at the moment. Something's happened at home or whatever. And that's absolutely, oh right, okay, well, we'll leave that then. And the sensitivity of the community that's expressed through the meeting, I think, is one of its huge strengths.
May I ask what the object is of throwing bricks? I mean, what's the point in doing it? Gavin, what is the point of throwing bricks, stones, etc. last night at work? Okay, well, I mean...
You said that there's no point in throwing stones at some definite object in the hockey field. What's the point of throwing them in any place?
Kevin, sit down.
It's no fun doing it like that. Why is it fun doing it anyway? What's the pleasure you get out of it? Why do you do it? I don't think that's terribly important, but I'll explain it since you asked. And I say it's like throwing a cricket ball or a baseball. Especially it's particular. There's no enjoyment to get out of throwing something.
Are there any proposals? Okay, well, I'll take the three there are.
One is that if they do it again, they're fined 6 cents. And one is that they can throw stones behind the carriages.
All in favor that they are fined 6 cents. All in favor that they can only throw stones behind the carriages. And nowhere else. Well, that's carriages. Anything else on the agenda?
And when I was at Summerhill, I was actually very shy. But eventually, yes, I plucked up the courage to say something, so I'd stick my hand up and sort of wait for the chairman to call my name, and then my heart would be like pumping again, boom, 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 boom. And so I'd say, this and that, I don't know what it may be, you know, and I'll say something, and the tension was high, because everyone was like focused, you know. Suddenly, as my name was called, everyone sort of like turned around and looked at you, wow. And then, you know, you say what you were going to say, and then they actually listen to you. I mean, so there's a lot of pressure, but when you do say something, and it's over and done with, you feel really good.
I mean, I myself, I can remember, you know, shouting at somebody and bursting into tears and stomping off, you know. I think we've all had a go at that.
And afterwards, everything went back to normal?
That was normal. Yes, I mean, one of the advantages of living together 24 hours a day is that you can't put things away. They have to be dealt with.
Bring up Adam, Molly, Amadou, Valen, Josh, and now. We're waking me up, and I will consciously have it like that. Like that. Yeah, I suppose we did wake people up and we did make those, and that was wrong, but we did leg it down there because these guys were running around and they were probably making a lot more noise before we got there. They were.
Shut up! Adam, you guys started taking pictures of us. Shut the fuck up. Will you? I'm just saying.
And also maybe Tom doesn't know about all the other times you've woken people up. So he doesn't know. So maybe he just thinks this time you should get half an hour work time. But that happens before as well.
No reason to bring all that in that. This is about them waking people up, not about everything they might have done before this case. Paul, that is stupid. They got strong warnings, which means that they get fined heavier next time. Oh, so you can shut up about stirring shit. That's got nothing to do with stirring shit. Hey, one person against each other.
What if they get half an hour work fine? What if they get late night fine? What if they get breakfast fine? And what if they get breakfast fine for 3 days? What if they get half an hour work fine? What if they get late night fine? Or if they get breakfast fine? It's carried they get breakfast by for 3 days. Shut up.
Laws are made by everybody. And the child of 6 has the same vote as I have. And don't mention because I'm older that I have more power, because half the things I propose in meetings are outvoted, I'm glad to say, yeah.
Visitors were becoming a big problem. We were getting busloads of them, especially at the weekend. Neil wanted visitors to come to the meetings because he felt that that showed, you know, how school worked, how the community worked. So we had a show of hands, and we outnumbered Neil, and he stormed out of the meeting. You know, he's furious, but because he believed, you know, that everyone had an equal vote, he had to go along with it. And so we voted for visitors to be banned, you know, from the meeting, and he was really angry, but he left it at that.
We had all our food, waiting for our food. We used to grab our plates, and then we used to go and sit down. And then we used to put on our fork the butter, and we used to go, ding! And it used to stick on the ceiling. And the ceiling was completely covered in butter.
That's right. When someone behaved in an antisocial way at Summerhill, there was a tendency for this to come brought up at the meeting, for a law to be passed saying, thou shalt not do behaviour X which annoys other people. Gradually over the years, the number of rules got longer and longer and longer and more, until nobody could remember what all the rules were. And so when this happened, someone would propose, we abolish all of the rules and start again. And this is what happened.
Got pretty shaky, because suddenly, you know, you'd abandon a load of rules because you thought, you know, you were kids and you thought, oh, why do we want bedtime rules? And so you'd vote for them all to, you know, go. No one would have any bedtime. Great, you thought. And then after, you know, 2 weeks, you're screaming out to go to bed and have a decent night's sleep, because everyone was playing their stereos around you and things. And so in the end, I can remember, you know, someone bringing it up, you know, we want bedtime set again for all different ages, different time. And when it was finally passed, there was like a cheer from all the other, you know, from all the kids, because they knew that was the way they were going to get their lives back to normal and get some decent sleep.
When I was younger, I must have been about, I don't know, 9 or 10, the bigger children decided to abandon the meeting completely and form a dictatorship. And I can remember being so utterly terrified of this. Not that they would hurt us or any of that kind of stuff, but that we had literally lost our voice. And as a child who was used to always being heard, the sense that you were no longer going to be heard was, oh, terrible. I can remember being in tears about it, you know, with fear. But it didn't last very long. I think they lasted a few days before some of the older girls took them in hand and sorted them out.